As always, a little better late than never, or a little late, or really late, or I think we're in the tardy. We're almost in absent mode right now. Yes, so that is it's a good thing that we are here and recovered from last night. Thank you for hanging out last night. It was a good time checking out the El Jefe speech, which apparently was pretty damn popular. This is amazing to me because what I'm about to show you is from CBS News. It's not from Rasmussen. It's not from Fox News. Same thing. This is a poll on the success of the speech last night. Again, I'm going to caution you now. You're not looking at something that is looking at anything that is a Rasmussen or Fox News poll. So here we go. This is what we got. Views of Trump's speech amongst speech watchers. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. CBS News poll and U.gov or YouGov. 76% approved of the speech, 23% disapproved. As much as the mainstream media is telling you that there's buyer's remorse, that voters' remorse, that Democrats are turning on Donald Trump and regretting their decision, that is those that live in a bubble and watch craptastic stuff like CBS or ABC or the Alphabets or the cable news networks that believe that what he's doing is evil. What he's doing is absolutely evil. It's not. It's popular. What he is doing is popular. The 76% that approve of a speech, the speech that was almost 100% a commercial for the first 6 weeks of his presidency, and a total disavowalment of the last 4 years of governance in our nation. If 76% approve on CBS, Democrats are in a world of trouble. We might get back to this, we might not, but we do have to have news from earlier in the day. The Supreme Court has smacked Donald Trump with they have upheld a ruling by an activist judge in the northeastern United States, a Biden-appointed activist judge, that said that USAID funding needs to be lifted. Okay, the pause needs to be lifted. The Supreme Court backed that. Justice Roberts and Justice Barrett were the peeps that jumped all over it and said that that's right. You got to pay USAID. Before we freak out about that, like a lot of people are like, oh, they've turned their back on the Constitution of the United States. No, they didn't. They did not. Again, I'm a Supreme Court apologist for the most part. Supreme Court didn't get this wrong. There's $22 billion in USAID funding that has been temporarily on hold. $2 billion of that is to be released because of this ruling by the judge. Okay? So $2 billion of the $22 billion, so let's call it 10% of the $2 billion has to be released. Much of that, as I understand, much of that is for work that is already completed. You know, the LGBTQIA Muppet shows, things like that. Things have been work that has been completed. And as much as we want to, no, that sucks. Screw Comey Barrett. Screw Justice Roberts. Joe Biden and the Democrats approved and appropriated those funds legally. It wasn't illegal what they did. As a matter of fact, holding back a lot of it will probably be challenged. Most of it will be challenged because it was already pre-appropriated by Congress. It was. Well, the actual total was appropriated by Congress, and then the bureaucrats, unelected bureaucrats, went and handed it out to a bunch of nonsense. And so this is, appreciate that, Daniel. Thank you. I appreciate it. Always if you get a compliment, you're going to put that. Appreciate that, Daniel. Appreciate it. And then if you want to call me Pookie, for the love of God, Grizz. This is what it is. That money was appropriated, whether it is by Congress or the bureaucrats that were appointed by Congress. So we're kind of in a representative republic. It's already been allocated and approved and spent, and in some cases, the work has been done. In $2 of the $22 billion has to be released. Okay. And that isn't even slipping one past the goalie. I know that sounds dirty, but this isn't that. This wasn't snuck in. This has been going on and on and on and on and on. But the problem is we can't say, as America, I mean, we can. It's kind of an ass move, though, is to say that, hey, listen, we asked you to do this, and you did it, and now we're not going to pay you because our government can't spend money wisely. You see, I just can't. I'm not going with that. I'll actually buy what the Supreme Court did. I really will. Justice Alito wrote the dissent, and the dissent is what you missed, Grizz, was the Supreme Court ruled against Donald Trump for they have to release $2 billion in USAID funding. The dissent wasn't really a constitutional argument. It was a stop wasting taxpayer dollars argument, and that was it. And he said, I respectfully dissent. Fine. Cool. That you're just making your point like, they're kind of right. And last night you saw Donald Trump shake Justice Barrett's hand, and it was icy. She knew what was going on. She knew exactly what she was going to do, and she knew she was going to be she was standing on business, and she knew that she was going to be lambasted for it, and she is being lambasted right now in conservative circles. This can't stand. Yes, it can. Yes, it really can. We have 4 years to change this mess. It's been 6 weeks. Settle the hell down. It's going to happen. Right? We're coming with me on that? I hope everybody's coming with me on that. All right, let's get back to the speechifying. Prior to the speech, in case you missed it, and I'm really, really sorry if you did. Did I even pull this video? Oh, God. Actually, I didn't. Let me go ahead and, there it is. Found it. If I hear any Democrat say that Donald Trump is unpresidential, if I hear any Democrat say that he doesn't act in accordance with the decorum of a president or a solid representative of the United States of America, I will send them to Jasmine Crockett's office and tell them to shut the hell up. Respectfully, with all due respect. Jasmine Crockett is a gem for the Republican Party. Jasmine Crockett is a gift to the Democrat Party. We thought at one point that AOC was the dumbest thing that we have ever seen in Congress. Hold my beer, says Jasmine Crockett. This was prior to President Trump's address.
Divide. I'm going to get it on the floor. You really about to do it? 40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the music. You really about to do it? Yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence.
This is what they were doing leading up to the speech.
Hey, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the back like fuck. Must have on a beat, bro. Deep boat, any rap. He a freak though. Man down, call an ambulance. Tell him breathe.
Yep, there she is. This is what it is. Representative. Good job, Texas. Good job, Texas. Well done. That was before the show. She wanted to put on a show. Let's see here. Let's get to exactly, Colin. I mean, what the living hell is this? After the speech, they walked out. What the great part about it is that it didn't get televised, but you could see the top of their heads as they were coming out. There was a walkout. Oh, we're walking out. Screw this guy. We're so cool. They did not get to get their moment on camera, but it didn't stop Jasmine Crockett from celebrating. You can actually hear the speech going on in the background while she's saying garbage like this.
All kinds of nonsense and bullshit. Let me just be real. And we weren't gonna sit for that shit. We wouldn't. You know, we showed up. And if he had some sense, then maybe we would have been about that life. But y'all know he ain't got no sense. So please give some love. This took a little bit of coordinating to do for sure. We got some cool shirts. We got Madam Williams.
I can't. I just can't.
He's hearing all kinds of nonsense and bullshit. Let me just be real. And we weren't gonna sit for that shit. We wouldn't. You know, we showed up. And if he had some sense, then maybe we would have been about that life. But y'all know he ain't got no sense. So please give some love. This took a little bit of coordinating to do for sure. We got some cool shirts. We got Madam Williams.
Resist what? What the president was saying at the time? Because what the president was saying at the time in the background, if you could hear the speech, he was rattling off the list of absolute nonsense that USAID was funding. $20 million for, test lab mice to be trans in Mozambique or whatever the hell it was. And it's funny. You can take a dollar amount. You can take a program and you can intertwine, add anything you want. It all sounds stupid in a nation that it went to. You can intertwine anything. You make it all up. It sounds just as absurd as the next. Oh my gosh. Yeah, exactly. I hate capitalism, but I got shirts to sell. Yeah. Good point. Yeah. Oh, hey, you know what we do? You know how we do, Pookie Lou? All right, let's get to the more of the reaction. Actually, let's do some fact checking, shall we? This is probably the best graph you're going to see this week. It really is impressive because for years we were told there's no crisis. There's no crisis at the border. We tried to put forth legislation and Donald Trump squashed it. Didn't want Joe Biden to get the win. We call on Congress to do this and that. Yep. Calling on Congress. Sorry. Didn't take Congress to shut down the border. Did not take Congress. Nope. Actually took a leader. Don't believe me? Check this out. Historical illegal crossings along the U.S. southern border since 2000. Yep. Keep going. That's right. 2015, 2016. See that little dip. Oh, hey, 2020, Joe Biden gets elected. And look at that. Looky there. Mm-hmm. Up to 240,000. Last month, 8,450. Was that legislation? Were there legislators that did that? Did the president sign anything? Did he sign a law? Because I'm not seeing that. Nobody's seeing that. There's a reason why nobody's seeing that. Because it didn't take a law. Again, it took a leader. And that's what we have. You can like him, you can hate him. I don't care. The man's the leader. You know, we're a bunch of flaming a-holes, platoon leaders and sergeants and leaders in the military that lead men and women to battle. Bunch of them are complete jerks. And we love them. We absolutely love them. You should be. I want you to be. I don't need you to be sweet. I don't need you to act with decorum. I need you to win a battle. Donald Trump, I don't need you to act like a president. As a matter of fact, we voted for no more of this crap. These craptastic presidents that is there to basically enrich themselves and pat themselves on the back. Oh, yes. Yeah, that's right. See, when you were in charge, buddy, you were. Yeah, you don't go into the military to be treated well. If you do, you've been sold the line of BS. Which I mean, a lot of the recruiting stations. I mean, How about that stat from last night, though? Donald Trump talking about we finally met our numbers for the first time in like 5 years. We met the recruiting numbers. Mm-hmm. I got to remind them that they're not edible. Your right lives depend on it. And this country depends on it. Like here's the deal. You all understand. I am an Apple file. I have iPhone. I got a MacBook. I do like Apple products. I sincerely do. And most of the tech issues I have are with my streaming service or my video thing. Those are sole and separate from Apple. I love Apple. Steve Jobs was one of the biggest D-bags God ever put in American business. Hands down, the worst. Barefoot, standing on a board table, on top of the board table, crying and throwing a temper tantrum at a board meeting. The guy was a lunatic. A damn good company. Worth $3 trillion, $3.5 trillion. Steve Jobs was an ass. I don't ask my leaders to be sweet, kind, and act with decorum. I don't care. Do it right. Do something. When I was with iHeart, I said this over and over again. Don't care if Bob Pittman, the CEO, don't care if he's a jerk. I don't care if he kicks his dog on the way out of the apartment every day. I don't care. Keep the ship running. Keep this thing going. Keep that paycheck coming. Keep this company afloat. Care if you're a jerk? Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, Greg, for sure. You try to talk, you better make sure you do it. That's like the Dirty Harry stuff. Like, are you feeling lucky, punk? You can try to sue me again. I hope you're feeling lucky. I'm gonna take you out. Oh, that's it right there. And you know something? I think that's why the recruiting numbers are there last month. I think the recruiting numbers are there because they see a commander-in-chief that's an actual damn commander-in-chief. They see a head of the DOD that's actually been in battle and been in combat. I do get nervous when they show the Joint Chiefs at these things. I do get nervous because those guys, I want you to look mean. I want you to look like you can kill me at any moment. I want you to look like I would follow you into any battle, don't care what it looks like. That's what I want you to look like. But sometimes, man, they just look like they got other plans, man. I get that vibe. It's just weird. It's weird to me. It's very, very weird to me. Yeah. And Chris says his superiors, he said he hated him, but I trusted him. You always knew where you stood. I mean, tell me I'm wrong there. I mean, the military, you always know where you stood. They weren't shy about telling you. You knew damn well where you stood. You got to respect that, whether you like the delivery or not. So I was very proud to hear the commander-in-chief say that they've met the goals. But I want to talk about that. I'll get back to the part of the speech and the speech reaction here in a minute. But I want to talk about NATO nations and their public opinion. This is what I want. Okay, so wait. I'm sorry here, Peach. What do you guys say here, buddy? You remind me of someone I know from Vegas. Your dad, anyway. Okay, I don't know that. Your dad. I did live in Vegas. I did a little bit of radio in Vegas under Russ Michaels because iHeart wouldn't let me go by Mike Russell, so I had to go by Russ Michaels. No kidding. I really did to him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can be as cocky as you want as long as you're right. Amen to that. But I appreciate you weighing in and saying you'll enjoy the videos. Appreciate that. Anyway, NATO nations, NATO adjacent nations. The poll was you as a citizen, Poland, or wherever you are, would you fight for your country? You love your country. Would you fight for your country? How about this? The top is Ukraine, and that was 62%. And I understand that, by the way. Russia, even 32%. They're like, no. Someone else is supposed to do that. It is good to know that the problems that we're seeing and some of the problems that we're seeing are universal, are global. We're seeing, and Grizz, I know you'd give your life for your country still. As would I. My biggest regret in life is not joining the military. My biggest regret in life. But if it came down to it, Lord knows we're all armed. If it came down to it, I would proudly step anywhere I can if they'd take a 50-year-old. I hike, by the way. I don't know if you guys know this. I hike 2 times in a week, so I'm in great shape now. I'm looking in the mirror like, what the hell? Why don't I have a 6-pack yet? I hiked twice. But I'd proudly stand for this nation, of course. But you see this globally. They're like, no, why would we fight for our country? Everyone else does. And we have the United States behind us. And I wonder if that would change a little later down the road when people take Donald Trump at his word, and you should always take Donald Trump at his word, that we ain't going to fight your fights anymore. We're done with wars. We're actually done. Yeah. Okay, did I hear that Italy, Poland, and Slovakia are done with Ukraine? Yeah, done funding them. They're done with that. Good luck with your $2 billion loan you just got from Air Starmer. Oh, yeah. I actually thought, Greg, that's what it was going to be. I actually thought that's what his speech was going to be. I thought he was going to pull out of NATO. I think it's a great. Macron. Oh boy, that story, dude. Okay, guys, we can get out of politics for a second here, but talk about Macron. That dude and his wife. That whole story is just wild. Wow. Okay. Like, what the hell are we doing, world? Seriously, what are we doing? Oh, yeah. Oh, Queen Bee, give me that. Damn right. Yeah. She was on the hike today. She's not going to be on Friday's hike because she's going. She's going a great trip. Tuesday, we're going to have her on the show because she's going to recap her trip with her girls out to the national parks in Utah, which is fantastic. All right, but yes, the sentiment is global. That no, don't worry about it. Don't worry. The U.S. is going to come save the day. Don't worry about it. And most likely we will. I mean, seriously, most likely we will. But I do like the sentiment of fight your own damn battles. And if somebody invades you, you have neighbors. They need to come help you, or just deal with it. Or how about this? I don't know. This is a crazy idea. This is a crazy idea. The United States is not a magical land where a powerful military just appears. America is not a magical land where all of this advanced equipment and fighting technology just appears. We build it ourselves. We put a priority on national defense. How about you start changing your little mind shift there and stop with all of your little frou-frou programs that you have and put it into building a damn military? Hey, you know what we'll do as the United States, as we always do? You're a NATO country. Even if we pull out of NATO, you know what we're going to do? We're going to send a force over there to teach you, to train you. We're going to actually have actually, we're not going to send anybody over there. You can send your people over here. And then we're going to take you to Lockheed. We're going to take you to Honeywell. We're going to take you to Boeing. We're going to take you to these companies that are making this advanced military equipment. We're going to show you how to do it. There you go. We built this city. Nice job, buddy. Thanks for the earwig, Brendan. Appreciate that. Yeah. I hate that song. Anyway, the Taliban under a certain administration, and we leave it to the Taliban. Amen to that. Yeah. Just there you go, guys. You guys want some of that stuff? You know how to drive these things? There you go for it. Yeah. Let's see. Our president is protecting us. He does not want us in war. Does not want us dying for nothing. Amen. Amen, Chris. That's right. This is true. And then Greg said, time to leave NATO. Absolutely. I thought that's what the speech was going to be. I thought we were done with him. Done with NATO altogether. And remember what a moment of pride that was when the worst president in history of the world, Joe Biden, and Boris Johnson out of UK, they all stood together. Oh, yes, we're not going to allow this peace deal. Let's go to war. Yay. But hey, look what we did. We rallied all the leaders of NATO. Actually, by charter, that's what you're supposed to do. You didn't rally crap. By charter, literally what you were supposed to do, leaders of NATO nations need to be, okay, here we go. But now they're done with Ukraine because Ukraine is not a NATO nation, nor will it ever be. Well, if the Dems take over again, yes, it definitely will be. Wow. All right, let's get back to these crazy Dems, shall we? The decorum or the lack of decorum, should I say? I think is probably better put. What is this? Hold on a second. Oh, I apologize. What? Hey, stop it! Stop it! No, I don't want to see that again. No, like ever again. No, I'm gonna pull this all the way out of. We're getting out of this thing. Move that from the studio. Holy cow! The lack of decorum, the lack of anything last night by the Democrats was damn near jarring, because there is no way that we the people could vote for a party that acts like a bunch of asshats. I'm sorry. Marjorie Taylor Greene screaming and hollering, that's one person. We can deal with that. Okay, whatever. She's a bozo. But she's a money-making bozo. Please understand that. Marjorie Taylor Greene is not stupid. Marjorie Taylor Greene acts like a lunatic to raise money, and she does it well. The RNC absolutely loves her. They would never primary her. She is not going away. Marjorie Taylor Greene, if she doesn't move to senator, she will ride out her entire career as a congresswoman. Because she is a money, she gets attention. The attentions get headlined to get money. That's it. The same thing Jasmine Crockett does, same thing AOC does. Yes. All right, Peach, what do you got here? If Zelensky needs money, he should pull out his high-heel boots and do a dance for the NATO buddies. Oh, those videos, good grief. I mean, look, Google has those on lock. It's hard to find some of those videos of Zelensky dancing around and doing all this little thing with his little, things over his chest. Anyway, these people screaming and hollering, and you know what? It's a great advertisement for the Republican Party. So anyone who is concerned that people wanted to see what they saw last night, those are people that will never vote Republican if you paid them. They wouldn't. Oh, I like paddlecrats. Nice. Yeah, the paddles. Elon steals. Really? And false. Thanks. I just love that President Trump was just pointing him out the whole time. Here you go. And then took that jab at Pocahontas. Oh my God, that's too much fun. Yes, Pocahontas. Anyway, the highlight of the night, so let's get to a highlight here, was of course little DJ. DJ was it. DJ was a little dude, survived brain cancer, that was wearing a Houston Police Department uniform and wanted to be a police officer. And Donald Trump just did probably one of the coolest things ever. And not just made him an honorary member of the Secret Service, literally swore the kid in and gave him a badge. Hell yes. Hell yes. For a day, don't care. I mean, not a dry eye in the house, except for the left side, that wants to be evil. I saw Debbie Dingell. I saw her roll her eyes when they went up to him, like, really, dude? When he hugged the head of the Secret Service. What a cool kid. And then the vile, brainless hack, Nicole Wallace, not Miss Mia Wallace, of MSNBC, had this to say. This is so disgusting. Talking about DJ.
When you have childhood cancer that crystallizes for you. And I hope he has a long life as a law enforcement officer.
Oh, okay. That's nice. Nice, right? Good job. Hope he has a nice life, a nice long life as a police officer. Really? Okay, good. Here we go.
But I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump supporters. And if he does,
wow.
I hope he isn't one of the 6 who loses his life to suicide. And I hope he isn't one who has to testify against the people who carried out acts of seditious conspiracy and then live to see Donald Trump pardon those people.
Go away forever. Holy crap. That's bad for MSNBC.
And maybe
I'm not
when
talking
you
about the company. I mean, that's bad. I mean, the bar is set so swampy, gross for her to leap that bar. and say
who
this.
have childhood cancer that crystallizes for you. And I hope he has a long life as a law enforcement officer. But I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump's supporters. And if he does, I hope he isn't one of the 6 who loses his life to suicide. And I hope he isn't one who has to testify against the people who carried out acts of seditious conspiracy and then live to see Donald Trump pardon those people.
People are literally sick in the head. Literally, that's how they're sick in that. She's dumber than a bag of rocks anyway. She's really, really stupid. She's an unintelligent human being. Oh, she used to be a Republican. Her dad was a Republican. I know the story. I don't care. She is unintelligent. And to think that that is something appropriate to say about a 7-year-old brain cancer or 11-year-old brain cancer survivor, screw you. Like, I can't. What the hell is that? Donald Trump's seditious insert. Shut up. Okay, skip the Epstein files. Let's go straight to the Jan 6 stuff, Cash. We're done. We get it. Fine. You're not going to give us all the stuff for Epstein. Fine. Okay, whatever. We'll give you a pass. We'll give you one pass. I want J6. I want these people rung up. I want them rung up. I want Adam Schiff rung up. I want Jamie Raskin rung up. I want Cheney rung up. I want them all rung up. Crying Ratzenberger, whatever the hell his name is. This is sick. To take that and say, oh, I hope he never has to defend the Capitol against Donald Trump supporters. What a sick bee. I don't know. Let's talk about that. Give us the feds involved in J6. Do we want to know? And I'm asking this sincerely. I want to talk about it. Because January 6th, there was obviously FBI assets in the crowd encouraging people to do this. This was a setup to the nth degree, just as much as Gretchen Whitmer's attempted kidnapping was a setup. 5 of the 8 people were feds. Do we want to know who they are? Or do we just want to know how many there were, who ordered it, and how they got there? I don't know if I don't know if it is a smart move. This is just me, guys. I want to hear from you. I don't know if it's a safe move to dox them, to let us know who they were. I want to know why they were there, what they were doing, and who ordered it. Because we all know what they were doing. You want yes to all of it. Okay, Ron is like, yeah, let's get the names. Okay, that's fine. I think if we did have the names, I don't know if good things will happen. I don't know how I would be. There's a lot of times you all have heard me be. I know the just following orders thing. I totally understand. It doesn't mean they need to keep their job, their security clearance, or their pension. I do understand that, and they can go away to jail. That's fine. But doxing them, I don't know. And I've been one of these guys. You guys know me. You've known me for years. That I say that I hope I'm that guy in a situation where I need to be the hero. I can be the hero. I expect myself to be. In some cases with a firearm, I've trained to be. And if I can be, I want to be. But I've never had the rubber meet the road, right? Never been tested, never been battle tested in that regard. So I hope I'm that guy. I don't know what guy I would be if I was locked up for 4 years without due process because I was at the Capitol that day. And they knew I was a conservative talk show host. There we go. So they just assumed the worst. Like I was there for some insurrection. I was there to do, hang the vice president and, take out the Speaker of the House. I don't know how I'd be right now if I knew their names, if I knew who they were. I don't know. But I know they don't deserve a job. I don't know how I would respond. Y'all never been to jail. Now, if you've been to jail, fine. I've been arrested, but not been in jail. And I actually had the feds show up one day and try to arrest me. That's a whole different story. I did actually have the FBI try to arrest me, so I'm positive I have a file. They thought it was somebody else. And I don't know if I could go through that experience of 4 years in prison and not be charged with anything, not get a trial, and not just go absolutely bonkers and take those people out. I don't know if I'm that guy or not. I have no idea. Yeah. Only to pick up friends. Yeah, I've been there too. Don't care about their names. Yeah, okay, got it. All right. Because the left is a self-destructive party. That's very, very true. Still trying to find out how the left doesn't see their hate in how it takes over. I'm sorry, guys. I know I talked about Star Wars in the last show, but it's like that. It's like giving into the dark side, just giving in. That's how it is. They give into the dark side, and this is you're not coming back from that. You glam onto that hate, and you see what that hate does for you. You see what power that hate gives you, and you stick to it. It's ugly, and that's why we the people said, yeah, we're done with that. We're good with not having that anymore. We're done with that. And those that come around and say, you know what, I've seen the light. I don't have to change parties. I'm a Democrat through and through. If they were to say this, I'm a Democrat through and through. But yeah, I'm not going to go, hate Donald Trump. I want to work with the president. Actually, as a matter of fact, I put in a request to meet with him, and hopefully we can sit down and have a productive conversation. And I'm done jumping on the media bandwagon and calling the guy Hitler and all that. Yeah. All of them. Yes. Palpatine. I love that. Let the hate flow through them. Yes. Mm-hmm. My people, I tell you. But that's why. What she said was, what Nicole Wallace said was absolutely disgusting. It's vile. And I'm sure they'll make her say something like, I wasn't assuming that he would do this and this. No, just using a childhood cancer survivor to prove your point or take a shot at Trump about Jan 6th is probably as low as it gets. Yeah. I had a friend, so-called friend, wish me dead for backing our president and wishing him success. Yeah. Buddy, we all have. We all have. It's sad, but I could tell you what I've lost because of it. But that one's a little too deep, I think. But yeah, it's just sad. It's a sad commentary on where we are. Let's continue, shall we? Let's go ahead and using something for your own political gain that isn't true. We'll get to the debacle that was the mayors of the sanctuary cities going before Congress today. 100 million Americans support Donald Trump 100% this time around. We don't give a damn what they think is right. Greg, it's true. And again, this is why I say, and Greg will appreciate this. I know he will, because Gen X is in charge and we don't care. Gen X has never cared what other people think. We don't care. We just don't. Yes. I didn't give them a date in prison. Yeah. It's unbelievable. But let's stick with this. We'll get to the sanctuary cities tomorrow. But I want to get on this. Ayanna Pressley is one of the biggest race baiting pieces of garbage we have in our Congress. Had this to say today.
Finally, an 11-year-old girl in Texas died by suicide after she was bullied about her family's immigration status, her mother says.
Without objection to order.
She wanted to put that in. She wanted to put that into the record. Here we go.
Finally, an 11-year-old girl in Texas died by suicide after she was bullied about her family's immigration status, her mother says.
Without objection to order.
I would object. That did not happen. She was reading a freaking headline. You see, if you read beyond the headline, sorry I try to preach the word here, guys. Read past the headline, you're going to understand what happened. That girl did die by suicide. Correct. Her family had migrant, was illegal or whatever it was. I don't know. But she was probably bullied. What they leave out is the years of family sexual assault and incest that she had to endure as a little girl. But you, because you're disgusting, Anna Presley, you are disgusting. You enter into record just so it's because she was bullied about her parents' immigration status to support keeping all these migrants here on the government dime. It's sick. That girl committed suicide because that girl was raped repeatedly. That's why. She was molested. Immigration status. Oh, man. But I mean, that's the only thing we can say is that they've given into that hate. They've let it consume them because that's the only way that they can survive. They have no conscience. It's over. It's absolutely over. I want to show you one of the best things I've seen. I know Stephen A. Smith is thinking about running for the presidency on the Democrat side, and the dude's going to get some traction. Stephen A. Smith will get some traction. He's very popular. He is well-spoken, and he doesn't take anybody's junk. He's actually pro-Trump, but he wants to run for president, thinks he can make some changes. Let it flow through. Yes, Rhonda Grez, yes, correct. Yes. Stephen A. Smith was on The View, and I want you to hear he verbally slaps Joy Behar. I mean, Joy Behar is the trying to prove the point that there was no mandate. Like Donald Trump said. Donald Trump said several times there's a mandate. There was a mandate. There was a mandate. Listen to this. This will be a good one to end on here.
Like 6 years, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. And he's been going around with his cronies touting his
cronies. Who can someone name one of Trump's cronies? Who's one of Trump's cronies? Cronies. He's got a bunch of Gen Xers up there kicking some butt. So 6 weeks seems like 6 years. Okay.
He's only been in office for 6 weeks. Seems like 6 years, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. And he's been going around with his cronies touting his so-called landslide and blowout win. But he won the popular vote by 1.5%.
1.5%, by the way, is 3 million. No, it's over 3 million. That's a lot of votes, y'all.
Mm-hmm. One of the smallest ever. Mm-hmm. And he won the general election by less than 50%. So what kind of mandate is this really?
Well, he won the general election by less than 50%. Huh? Okay, anyway.
It is a mandate, and I'm going to explain why. And I don't mind the question, but let me be very clear. I'm no supporter of Trump. I'm a supporter of truth and the facts. And here's the facts. The man won every swing state. He increased in terms of his voter turnout in his favor from the standpoint of blacks, Latinos, and young voters. He increased his numbers in that regard from 2020. 89% of the counties shifted to the right. That's a mandate. Yes. We can sit up there and play around all we want to. In 2020, Trump didn't win the popular vote. He didn't win the electoral college vote. A matter of fact, the Republicans hadn't won the popular vote, if I remember correctly, since 2004. Yeah. But they did this year. So 20 years after they last won a popular vote, they won the popular vote. They won the electoral college vote. The man won every swing state. And on top of it all, 89% of the counties shifted against. I don't understand how people can look at that and say, there's no mandate. There's a mandate.
Well, it's a different definition.
Oh, it's a different definition. Now, what is the definition of is?
Of a mandate, I guess.
But the problem is that if you're the Democratic Party and you lost 49.8% to 48.3%, and you're looking at that 1.5% dip, that's an excuse for you to say, what we did really wasn't that bad.
Some people didn't
we should continue to do that.
Some people didn't show up. Is what literally that witch from on the other side of him just literally said that. Some people just didn't show up. Yeah, the 21 million people that magically didn't show up this time. 21 million people. Oh, unbelievable. Woo! That's what your definition of is. I got to go catch a flight to an island. I got to go. There is a mandate. 100% there was a mandate. And if they can make themselves feel better by blaming Elon Musk and not the bureaucracy that is driven us into $36 trillion in debt and a $2 trillion annual deficit. You can blame anyone you want. But the fact is the United States stepped up for Donald John Trump to be the leader of this country and to lead this nation, to lead the world into prosperity, common sense, and away from this ideological nonsense on the left. That's the mandate. Tomorrow, I definitely want to talk about some of the cuts that have been made. And you're right, Rhonda. The show did go pretty quick because, we started 12 minutes late, but yeah, it is what it is. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about the fallout from, not fallout. I'll give you some pieces of the sanctuary city mayors that are absolutely delusional in front of Congress today. And I want to talk about some of these cuts that shouldn't have been made at all. There are cuts that shouldn't have been made, and I will stand for those. I will stand up for those people that were cut, and I have some funny videos that can accompany this. All right. Oh, whoa, man. Date. Nice. Whoa, man. Whoa, man. We seriously went to the Soy married an axe murder? You think I don't know that? Come on, kids. Let's go. All right. We'll see you tomorrow right here on In Other News at noon. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Thanks for playing along. Appreciate you guys. As always, like it, share it out, subscribe wherever you're at. Let's make it happen.